My name is Zuzanna Janeczko, and today I will talk about the paper I worked on together with Dr. Mary Ellen Foster. This study aims to determine if the appearance and behavior of two social robots, Forehead and Pepper, influence how humans see and judge them. Social robots become more and more common in our society. Some use cases include healthcare, education, and public services. For this reason, it is important to determine how to make those robots accepted and understood by humans, which then allows for successful and satisfying human-robot interactions. Many factors influence the quality of interaction. Some of them, such as the novelty effect, do not depend on the robot. However, how the robot looks, what gestures it performs, and its facial expressions might influence its usability. To see if there are any differences in how people perceive Forehead and Pepper, we conducted a user study in which participants talked with both robots. We aim to determine if they are seen differently based on how they look and behave. As previous studies demonstrated, the physical appearance of a robot influences users' expectations. It should indicate the use case of a robot. A misleading appearance can cause dissatisfaction. What is more, personalizing robots might be the key to making them widely usable. Different people have different needs, and a universal design for a social robot might simply not exist. It is important to note that humans tend to perceive robots as living creatures that have personalities and various abilities. This is called anthropomorphism. It was also shown that physical embodiment positively influences human-robot interactions. To allow a fair comparison between the robots, the conversations that Forehead and Pepper had with the participants had to be very similar. To achieve this, instead of using the conversation software provided by the robots, we created a chatbot that would handle the conversations using Rasa open source, a flexible toolkit used to create complete chatbots and voice assistants. The chatbot was connected to the robots with custom connectors. The conversation flow from the user study was as follows. In the first step, a user utterance was recognized by the automatic speech recognition software integrated with the robots. Then, it was sent to Rasa open source, which handled the intent recognition and classification, and decided what the reply should be based on stories created for the study. In the last step, the response was provided to the robots and spoken aloud by them. 18 participants took part in the user study. They all had a background in technology, but little to no experience with social robots. 6 hypotheses were tested in the study. To prove or disprove them, the participants were asked to grade different characteristics of the robots, such as their friendliness or intelligence, on a 5-point Likert scale. The participants talked with both the robots in random order and filled in a questionnaire after each conversation. Moreover, each participant described each robot with 3 adjectives of their choice. Some of the participants decided to share additional opinions on the robots. The results were interesting. There were some differences in the perception of the robots. Forehead was seen to display emotions better, be more intelligent and trustworthy than Pepper. Surprisingly, both robots were seen as equally friendly. However, there were no significant differences in categories such as likability and comfort. Some participants saw the robots rather negatively, which was expressed by their choice of adjectives in the last question. For example, one person described Pepper as threatening and uncomfortable, and another person thought that Forehead was creepy and awkward. The study proves that the 2 robots were indeed seen differently, and people might have different, unpredictable opinions on them. The fact that some people describe the robots in negative terms is not surprising. A negative attitude towards social robots is not uncommon. In general, Forehead was seen more positively than Pepper. Apart from the appearance and behavior of the robots, the respective microphones and the ASR systems might have influenced the results. To provide more accurate results, a real-world study should be organized to determine how people see the robots that they interact with in real-life settings, for example, in a shopping mall. Moreover, a long-term interaction might give different results. In the study, each interaction lasted from 1 to 5 minutes. However, in a long-term interaction, the opinions of the participants might change over time. A specific demographic was tested in the study, university students with a technological background. Testing a different demographic might yield different results.